Hi, Willie and Nilly. I'm ripping into this shit. Hey, yeah, that's right. I'm whipping into this shit willy-nilly. So this is the infinite regression. This is where you find yourself every time you find yourself here. And you're like, haven't I been here before? And then you're like, oh, that's right. It's the infinite regression. I end up here every time I make terrible life decisions. Anyway, we're gonna move this over. We're just gonna shift. I mean, you see it over here. Like, I can give you epilepsy real quick. Move it over there, and now we have this. Man, that looks very uncharacteristically bright for this show. I'm just gonna put that out there. I don't know what we have planned, Braxton. I don't know what you've written this week. But it looks uncharacteristically bright. Uncharacteristically bright. Your pupils are very dilated. Okay. I think I recognize the symptoms, Mon. Yeah, that's certainly. I know what you're getting into. That's. Oh boy. Don't worry, I'm just drinking the watery top off of a raspberry gin and tonic. Because I'm a classy gentleman. Don't go in for any of that wacky tobacco. I don't play much with the reefer, you know. That's not my scene. Not my scene at all, friend. Hey, I'll just leave you to your, Bob Marley T-shirt and your black light and your, other ridiculous stereotypical nonsense. Coming around the horn, Ian over here. Boy, you did a bang up job this week, Ian. You were, and let me get this straight. This is what I heard. You were posting ads for the show on the undersides of the little flippy doors of the little trash cans in women's rooms. You know, the little trash cans in women's rooms next to the toilet. You know what I'm talking about? Okay. I mean, I don't spend a lot of time in women's rooms. It's like hardly any. It's like the average, whatever the normal amount is for a grown man to be spending time inside women's rooms. I mean, it's like whatever's normal, regular. Just give me the regular. Just fit me in a men's regular of how many times a man would be caught. I don't know if caught's the right word. It's always for a reason that I'm able to think of before the hitting begins. But yeah. Okay, so inside of the ladies' room, there's that little trash can. It's not for, tissues or, not for things like that, like the ones you see in the men's rooms. Those are big ones. I'm talking about little ones next to the toilet. Anyway, I don't know if I'm belaboring this point. Yes, this point is currently in labor after the total fucking that I gave it. So much so that it got pregnant. The gestation period was very short, and now it is delivering a child. Anyway, yeah, apparently we got there. So, ramming this point home, the undersides of the flip-uppies, of the lids of the little trash cans in the women's rooms is where this master negotiator over here got the ad for this week's show. I mean, honest to God, I would rather be on Gas Pump TV. Do you hear me, Ian? I would consider it a step up in the world to be on Gas Pump TV. You know those people who start just loudly yelling at you for no reason as you're trying to just get what you need and go. You didn't want to stop. You had to stop. And now that you've stopped, you wish you were going again because you don't want to know. You don't want to know what freaking, Mario Lopez is serving for dinner this week. You don't care. You don't care about it. But they're going to yell at you about it on Gas Station TV, a better place for promoting this show than what you actually got us, Ian. I can't believe nepotism screwed us this hard. I'm coming around to you, Chaz. Coming around to you. Because, for fuck's sake, Chaz, nepotism, I mean, look. Nepotism brings us many wonderful things. Gets people off our ass at the family reunion. Why don't you hire my son? I fucking did. And he does a terrible job, and you're welcome. Shut the fuck up. How about that? Family reunion talk. Good family talk. Makes you really happy you came this year. Is you for some fuck reason you were like, you know what? I bet it would be fun to play Yahtzee with old Uncle Mert or whatever. And you fucking go there, and pretty soon people were like, hey, I've got this fucking waste of a lump, this lumperl, this young lumpkin, this young fatty lump of a human, this, vestigial pimple of a fucking human that just will leech on and sap your will to live. We've got him. His name is Ian, and he is ready to disappoint you on every level. No, I mean, he didn't disappoint me sexually. I'm talking about Clarissa over here. Chaz, I don't know how the fuck it is that you, with your 19-year-old, barely old enough to fucking know who the Bee Gees are, for Christ's sake, and she only knows about him because of Justin Timberlake and Jimmy Fallon. That's fucked up. I'm sorry. That is some fucked up shit. Anyway, your 19-year-old barely knows about the Bee Gees' fucking life partner, whatever you're calling whatever this fucking midlife crisis is to you. Yeah, your daughter, meanwhile, sobbing herself to sleep nightly, wishing she had a father and not a fucking, sex-raved lunatic of a middle-aged miscreant. You know what I'm saying? That's what you are, Chaz. Oh, he's not even fucking listening. He's got the snaps of the chat. Oh, you're screenshotting all of the very inappropriate Snapchat she's sending you? Oh, and now you're sharing them with people on 4chan? Okay, that's very... I'm glad you exist, Chaz. You're just a real gem of a human. You just remind me why the species is worth saving, I mean, some days I just wish a smoldering hot piece of metal would come flying out of space and fuck us the way that they fuck the dinosaurs, Just take us out, leave the planet for some fucking roach species to evolve over time and turn into something half goddamn decent. You know what I'm saying? Like, we, humanity, we ain't gonna make it based on your up-fuckery and fuck-uppery. And I can't deal with your shit. This is what I'm saying. Anyway, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. We're just trying to introduce the show. Clarissa's over there. Lovable. She's very lovable. She's currently lovabling a... is that a boxed wine that has been unboxed? Is that what we got there? The old slap bag? Someone slapped your slap bag and now you got a chug, huh? Okay. All right. Well, let's... yeah, sure. I'll pretend we're in college still. That seems like a good enough idea. Anyway, Clarissa's over there doing what she does. Aiden Douche Canoe I can't even start with this Aiden. He doesn't even have a prefix on his fucking name. His whole name is a suffix. It's like his parents were saying, "Hey, my name is Aiden. I would like you to think of me as an afterthought." Which is to say, not much at fucking all. Yeah, good kid there, parents. Couple of douche canoes, tell you what. Anyway, and Kaysen, one letter away from normalcy. Yeah, and, we all know, Kaysen. Look, I'm just saying, we all know. It's time to stop pretending. It's time to stop, Kaysen. Kaysen, you know what I'm talking about. All right. Play your little game, Kaysen. Play your little game. It all will be revealed in time, ladies and gentlemen. All will be revealed in time. But first, here, by legal requirement and legal requirement only, the person that you have grown to begrudgingly accept because of certain legal requirements, I welcome the person who can do this job for as long as he desires based on our settlement. I give you, ladies and gentlemen, Stanley the Manly. If you would please, Stanley, read this introductory slide. Thank you. Weekend Type Fun, Volume 38. Stanley, that was mediocre, as always. All right. With your host, Rem Pemberton of the Clemson Pembertons. That's me. You know me. We have known each other well. No, I'm not passed out drunk. I'm enjoying a beautiful field of wild flowers. Don't you see? It's like a theme. Fields of wildflowers and such nots. No, I'm not passed out drunk. Casting aspersions, that'll get you nowhere. I made this gin and tonic before the show. It's raspberry in it. I don't know whether or not having made it before the show makes it better. I mean, I guess the fact that it's been a bit since, before the show was the time, and I haven't finished drinking this yet, so how bad of a lush can I be? Certainly not as bad as Clarissa. She's, trying to find the last few drops of that, Australian barely passable swill that she's been drinking straight out of the pouch. She just cracks the box right off of there in the pouch. She throws it on her like a purse and just goes to town on that stuff. She just snorkels it down. Yeah, that's right. Anyway, so I know lush when I've seen one, and I'm not one. I almost married one, but whatever. Okay? All right. Quit casting occasions at me. Or casting fumblations. Pretty sure that's the word. Anyway, here we go. Come on, Rem, let's play that theme. Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the theme. You out-of-tuners, here we go. Please do the thing that you do that we wish we could find anyone else to do, but since we can't, you'll do. Do the do. Wait, is that taken? Is that slogan taken? Damn it. I thought I was onto something there. Anyway, hey, gentlemen, sing the damn song.
This has always been the theme song. This has always been the theme. This has always been the theme song. This has always been the theme. Cha.
the cha. The cha of life, my friends. The cha. The cha that brings you back from the brink of death to face another day. The cha. My raison d'être. That's definitely not how you say that to a French person, because I thought that's how that was said. And then when I said it to her, she was like, no. And it was like, no, your raison d'être. And she's like, these are not words, what you are saying. What the fuck are you saying at my face? You're coming at me like I know this shit, and I don't, because it ain't fucking French. She was a Walloon, by the way. She was an estudiante international. Anyway, and she, like, was from Belgium, and so she was a Walloon. You know, you have your Flemish and your Walloons, a small contingent of Germans. This is Belgium. Hello? It's Belgium. They do everything in all the languages. And anyway, because she's from the French-speaking, I really like talking with her because, she's a Walloon, so she's French, but she's not like an asshole about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to talk to someone who's French, who's not like a dick about the fact that they're French? Talk to a Walloon, a French-speaking Belgian, and they'll be like, yeah, we can talk about French shit. The meaninglessness of life, what the fuck ever. Like, what big bullies the Nazis were. Sure, I can get down with that. Like, but we're not going to, like, make fun of you for how shitty you are and how much better we are than you, even though we can all agree that we're better. I mean, I don't know who you are, but there is a Belgian out there who is your same age and has your same background in life, who has done 3 times as much and is 9 times as happy. You know? That's what I imagine out of life. That's just what it is. There's just a Belgian out there. That's our alternate universe. The one that went right is Belgium. Anyway, but no, I said to this young woman, a Walloon, I said, you know what I'm talking about, my raison d'être. And she's like, what the fuck? Stop. Like, you understand that I'm Belgian, which means that I'm fucking nicer than, like, other French people, even nicer than French Canadians, if you can believe it. And yeah, fucking Belgian, the nicest French ones. And yeah, she could not make heads or tails of what I was trying to say to her. And I was like, okay, so I'll explain what it is in English, and then you say it to me what it is. And I was like, okay, so it's that thing where it means it's your, like, reason for existing, your, like, major purpose in life, the thing that you were made to do, you know, is like that, you know what I'm talking about? And she's like, oh, yeah, and then I swear to fucking God, it sounded very similar to what I had said. And she wasn't being a dick about it either. Like, she legitimately was like, she wasn't like, I cannot understand you because your French is so terrible. Like, it wasn't like that. It was like, no, I'm seriously trying to understand you, and I swear I'm not being a dick about it. But, like, I don't know these fucking words, man. And so, like, and then she says it back to me. It's like, yeah, raison d'être. And I'm like, that's what I said. God damn it. You know, anyway, fucking Belgians, you know, swear to God, if it weren't for them waffles, Belgium, if it weren't for them waffles and the fact that, like, you handle, like, diversity and shit better than just about any country in Europe. I mean, yes, I know you've had your separatist movements, but those didn't really go anywhere. And nobody was really that serious about it. So, you know what, Belgium, I like you. I'm going to call you up late at night one of these times, Belgium. Just be prepared for that. You get a phone call, unknown number, heavy breathing. That's me, Belgium. That is me. Yep, that's right. Heavy breathing for Belgium. What you wearing, Belgium? Is it both frilly and poofy at the same time? That's what I imagine you wear, Belgium. Frilly and poofy at the same time. Like a Shakespeare shirt collar. I just imagine outfits made out of Shakespeare shirt collars. That's Belgium. I mean, right? That and a wheel of cheese, and that's fucking Belgium. That and a goddamn waffle. A delight of a waffle. It's fucking Belgium. Anyway, moving on. We got a show, allegedly. Hey, this week's episode. Epic up-fuckery and the fuck-ups who fucked all the shit up in the first place. Now, here's the funny thing about this episode. It was originally written to be actually historically accurate. Talked about the time the Austrian army attacked itself drunkenly in the middle of the night attacked itself. That's such a great, I mean, for fuck's sake, they were the fucking hussars. Like, they had badass horse soldiers and shit, and like they still were like, we're gonna attack ourselves because we think that we're Turks. What a epic fuck-uppery, stuff like that. The time that Constantinople fell because one fucking Roman soldier was like, you know what? I know we're besieged in the city in all the world that is best built to withstand a siege. For fucking ever, everybody was like, Constantinople. I mean, Istanbul used to be Constantinople. So if you're thinking about Istanbul when I say Constantinople, you're technically correct. It's kind of like old New York was once New Amsterdam. You know what I'm saying? Are you picking up what I'm putting out? Probably. I mean, for fuck's sake, who wouldn't be at this point? I mean, god damn it. This freaking Constantinople was built to be besieged and to come out the other side, because it's a battle of wills, but it's also a battle of like who's got the fucking like better plan for everything. And that was Constantinople. They're walled on all sides, a side facing the sea, but they also had an inlet for fresh water, which bubbled up inside the wall so it couldn't be blocked off from the outside. So, like, they could siege for a goddamn while. And, seriously, Constantinople was believed by so many people to be absolutely siege-proof. The Ottomans were fucking outside being like, God damn, we can't get in. This is impossible, impregnable, which does not mean, getting a wall pregnant. Don't try that. Owie dick. Owie dick. Do not try to impregnate a wall. Impregnable means cannot be breached or broken through. It's a word. You use the dictionary. You'll know all about these words I keep using. Anyway, so, yeah, everyone believed Constantinople to be impregnable, and it fucking was until One night, one Roman soldier left a small back gate open. The Ottomans immediately realized this, and they're like, the fuck? Did we just win? And they go in, and all they did, they sent 50 men, which is like fucking no one compared to what the vast host gathered on the outside of the city, or the vast host gathered on the inside of the city. But like, yeah, they just raised the Ottoman flag over the city so that in the morning when the Romans saw it, they were like, the fuck is this? Did we lose? Like, did they conquer us at night? Like, I was asleep. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a pretty heavy sleeper. Like, I don't know the fuck happened, but like, did we get conquered? And so, like, their response when the Ottomans actually showed up so that they could fight in the daytime, which is when you want to be fighting anyway. So the Ottomans show up for real, and they just blow the fucking gates down of Constantinople and waltz in for a, like, goddamn easy victory compared to, like, how long, like, the city had been besieged for centuries, like, for the longest goddamn time. And when Constantinople finally fell, it was because someone left the back door open for just a fucking little bit. Like, isn't that the way it's got to be? I mean, god damn it. Anyway, so, yeah, that's the one we're not going with. And having told that story, which I enjoy, god damn, that's a good story. But, like, I decided to go a different way, and I was like, nah. Like, we did that Halloween, or not Halloween one, Valentine's. Yeah, same thing. Spooky month, lovey month. Love that. No, god damn it. Spooky month, scary love times. That's where we're going. God damn it. Brain, get it together. Shit ass. Like, I didn't put that much gin in it, you fuck up. Anyway, okay. All right. Get back on track, Rem. Let's get it together. Here we go. Couple slaps. We're feeling good. I 100% positive that I 100% slapped myself in the face just now, and it did not get picked up by the microphones. Not loud enough. And there's a pop filter on the microphone. That slap did not get through. Got through to my skin, though, so that's working. Anyway, so we didn't go with the historical types. We went to other way with it. I think it's going to make for an interesting show. It's a really good show. I don't know the fucking... Carson was done by the time I got old enough to care. You know what I'm saying? It was still Letterman, Letterman and Leno. And Leno was bad and Letterman was good. That's the way it fucking was. Anyway, I don't know your Johnny Carson. Can't do a Johnny Carson impression. I'm sorry. You want to hear me doing half-assed impressions? Check out the bonus that I put out. I put it out before this video. The video that you're watching right now, there's a bonus video. It's not part... If you're going through the playlist, it's not part of the playlist. It's a separate video. It's a weekend type bonus. It's in there somewhere. You can look it up. You'll find it. I don't know if you'll find it. I don't know if my page is very organized. And I'm sorry. Hey, okay, moving on. Let's do this like Buddhists. Buddhists would have had this fucking done by now. They're very efficient people. Part the first. Fuck-ups of an historical nature. Oh, guess I do have some historical ones after and all. Fuck-up number 1. One in the stink. Oh. I think I know what that means. Glutius Maximus, an enterprising young Roman, somehow convinced his friends and neighbors that if they stuck their fingers up his asshole and sniffed them, all of their diseases would be cured. Gluteus came up with the idea whilst drunk out of his mind and attempting to figure out how to get a good cornholing without having to pay a plebeian. Do you see plebeian or plebeian? I've heard both. Don't be such a pleb. Don't be such a plebe. A plebeian. Plebeian? Plebeian? Ooh, I think we've stumbled upon something there. Okay. Gluteus came up with the idea whilst drunk out of his mind. I don't know why I went German. I'm going to be honest with you. No idea whatsoever. None. Zero. There was no call for that. But you know what? There's as much call for me to go German on Roman than it is for us to always be like, well, how did ancient Romans speak? Oh, yes, I know how they spoke. Romans, I'm speaking to you in a very, very stuffy British sort of accent. Yes, you all know that I am Caesar, and you will respect me as Caesar, for I am using a very, very stuck-up, stuffy British-type accent. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And that's how we do Greeks and Romans. No, my dear fellow, this is Sparta. Kick thee into the pit. No. But we do have a tendency to be like, hey, old-timey, how did people speak in older times? Well, my dear boy, they spoke like this. Currently, I am speaking ancient Latin. Yes, how the Romans spoke. Yes, this is what it sounded like. And now, having shifted my vocals completely over, I am currently speaking ancient Greek. You know what I'm saying? Which is, that's hilarious. We just take every ancient accent and are just like, well, you know who they sounded like. Not at all like the modern day versions of themselves, like not like Italians, not like Greeks. Like, we're not willing to even remotely entertain the possibility that they might sound like those people that they were forerunners of. Like, we're not going to assume that. We're going to assume very stuffy Englishmen. That's every fucking thing. And so, like, it doesn't matter. You can make a movie about any time period, and as long as it's historical, you could be like, we're going to do the fucking, we're going to tell the story of Muramasa. Masamura? Muramasa. Hold up. I'm pretty sure that it's Muramasa. He was, it's a cool ass story. He was a king. Yeah. Wait, no, Muramasa, that's a singer. Talking about the wealthiest man in the world. Yes, okay. So just some rapper named himself Muramasa. Sorry, I apologize if there was a lengthy pause in there. But Muramasa was an African king he was a Muslim, and he was so incredibly wealthy that as he made the Hajj, where you travel from wherever your homeland is, you travel, all Muslims, if they are able, must travel to Mecca, the holy city. where Muhammad is said to have ascended to heaven, and you have to go there, and it's a big deal. So when Muramasa made the Hajj, like everywhere he went, because he had such a big fucking entourage, and he was so wealthy and was like insanely wealthy, and so like he and his people just brought so much money with them, because they were also planning on making massive offerings when they get to Mecca, which is in modern day Saudi Arabia, which that's not fucking problematic at all, given that the Saudis are the biggest fucking bullies in the region, and the United States just made a fucking oil deal one time, and now we look the other way forever. Like, yeah, murder fucking journalists and whatnot, and do it in the embassy of another country, and we know you fucking did it. Oh, we'll just look the other way because we have some pretty sweet ass weapons deals with you. Weapons deals which are currently fucking making the lives of the Yemenis absolutely miserable. Actually, that's not currently true, because Biden put in an executive order that we stop fucking doing that. I don't know I hope we've stopped fucking doing that. Because during the Trump administration, we were 100% like the world's largest humanitarian crisis, and we were just enabling it. Like, we were just the worst enablers, and we were just like, yeah, do it. Go ahead. Like, God. That took a turn. Hey, we're doing comedy, aren't we? Comedy. Yeah. The ha-ha. The ha-ha. Yes, we're all about the ha-ha. So, yeah. What I was getting at, Muramasa, the richest man, and as he traveled, he kept bankrupting countries on accident. He didn't mean to destabilize every economy that he traveled through, but he did. Like, that's how wealthy he was, because like he and his entourage would destabilize the economy by purchasing so much in like fucking luxury goods and shit, so much more than like luxury goods wise than you would get out of the fucking locals, and so like just insanely destabilizing force in these economies. And so yeah, like people were begging him when he returned. They were begging him to go to the neighboring countries and destabilize their economies rather than like completely finish off their country. They were just begging, much as they respected Muramasa for being, I mean, think of it, an African, a black man, the world's wealthiest human. And yeah, it's just, why is that crazy to think of today? Why is that? Or do we not want to have that conversation? Anyway, but like, for fuck's sake, can you imagine being that rich? So rich that like you pass through somewhere on a journey and you fucking destabilize their economy just by passing through and buying the kind of shit that you normally buy. Like that's fucking rich. That's seriously rich. But so yeah, Muramasa, an African man, when we have to figure out like, well, how did people of those times speak? It'll be a lot of, yes, well, I am Muramasa, and I am speaking Swahili, or why do we only know Swahili? Like, we should know any other. Maybe I'm putting this on myself. Maybe I'm saying we when it's only me, and you like know several African dialects, but me, I'm like I only can think of Swahili. Because Afrikaans is like Swahili mixed with Dutch. And I wish I could think of literally any other African dialect. I mean, there's the Asa. I can't click my tongue right. Asa. I know the Bushman type of the Kalahari sort of thing. Probably, or is it Osa? I think it's Osa, not Asa. I can't. There's no way I could speak that language. Can't click my tongue well enough for that. Anyway, regardless, I think what we've learned is that maybe there's a reason why I can't name other African dialects other than Swahili. Number one is the racism with which we teach history has, sort of completely whitewashed anything accomplished on the African continent prior to imperialism. Oh shit! You ain't supposed to say facts like that out loud. That's not legal in some places. In a lot of places. Anyway, regardless. Oh shit. Yeah, hey, I gotta take this back a little bit. But anyway, I don't know why I brought up Muramasa, and I don't know why I say, because I should say Muramasa, like a white guy. Muramasa. But I do speak another language. It is not an African language, but I do speak another language, and so I do feel the need, like when I'm speaking, when I'm saying things to people in English about my time in Cambodia, I will use Cambodian words and phrases and pronounce them the way that Cambodians pronounce them, and not be like, well, you see, the Khmer Kraham, they were a real problem. Not saying is the Khmer Kraham, and they weren't just a bit of a problem. They were fucking awful, or super great if you live in certain parts of the country and only had the guys who were like, let's all be farmers, and not the guys who were like, let's fucking kill most everybody. So apparently there were those. I don't fucking know. I don't pretend to know. I wish I knew. Should have found out. Anyway, I have friends who found out. I have friends who are anthropologists there now. Hey, when did this turn into an NPR show? So we're in the 27th hour talking about Cambodian politics, and Hun Sen was just elected again, and this seems to be about the norm for Khmer politics. And oh God, jeez, really? That guy is a piece of work. Hun Sen, are you kidding me? Blech. All right, let's do the show. Could you imagine what this would be like if we did edits? No, it still wouldn't be good, but it improved slightly. Okay, here we go. One in the stink. Glutius Maximus, an enterprising young Roman, somehow convinced his friends and neighbors that if they stuck their fingers up his asshole and sniffed them, all of their diseases would be cured. Glutius came up with the idea whilst drunk out of his mind and attempting to figure out how to get a good cornholing without having to pay a plebeian to do it for him. Little did Glutius know that his friend Stankius Digitus would sniff a fingerful of Glutius' ass and have a spontaneous remission of the syphilis he had contracted from a plebeian prostitute a week before. Stankius spread the word of Glutius far and wide, and it wasn't long before Gluteus had senators and tribunes catching a whiff of his recycled corn. Things took a turn for the worst when Emperor Clavdivs the Unwell was convinced by a group of senators to try the revolutionary Gluteus treatment in an attempt to cure his smallpox, an actual disease they suffered from in Roman times. I looked it up. That's how I know. Clavdivs, after having 3 of his senator friends show him how to take the treatment, an image now immortalized in marble on the right, went knuckle-deep in Gluteus' sphincter, and in a dreadful turn of events, dropped fucking dead and landed face first in the massive pile of shit at Gluteus' ankles. Gluteus was seized, imprisoned, and would have been fed to a lion in front of a bloodthirsty crowd had he not just been mainlined smallpox up his asshole, a disease which took him quickly, whilst in prison. In memory of his epic up-fuckery, the ass muscle was named after him. Yes, Gluteus Maximus. How did you think it came to be known as such a thing? Exactly. And notice the very correct pile of dung here that would have collected over time as Gluteus received anal pleasures for untold periods of time, during which he pretended he was doing some miracle cure, but really if they could see what was getting tugged on in the front side, they would have maybe paid less attention to his backside. Anyway, regardless, Gluteus Maximus, 100% real. Every word of this story is absolutely, actually accurate. Absolutely. You could trust it like a White House press release in the Trump administration. Okay, here we go. Fuck up number 2. Is that a derringer in your pocket? Or are you just not that happy to see me? Oh, that's a good gin. Johnny was a young hotshot gunslinger in the Old West who made his way from his native Kansas City to Santa Fe in 1872. Upon arriving in Santa Fe, he found, much to his dismay, that most of all the good gunslinging shticks were already taken. There were already 2 gunslingers called the Kid, 8 who used the Buffalo prefix, for example, the infamous Buffalo Roderick Egglethorpe, and an unnumbered clutch of former Civil War surgeons who simply go by Doc. We honestly don't know how many of these there were, but there were several. In deciding his new gunslinger persona, Johnny first had to decide whether he was going to be a no-goodnik who wouldn't think twice about carrying off a buxom young farmer's daughter slung over his horse like a sack of taters, or was he going to be a sheriff? So Johnny decided to be a sheriff, which, in the Old West, made him the de facto bad guy. I mean, what sort of a cold-hearted bully would put a man behind bars for the simple crime of committing crimes as a primary means of income? I mean, we elected that person president, and some of us thought he should have been elected twice. What was he doing the whole time? Committing crimes as a primary means of income. Given the low approval rating for sheriffs in those days, you would be surprised to know that Johnny chose a shtick which people viewed less favorably than they did his annoying crime-stopping ways. The shtick? Our plain-as-clay Johnny turned himself into the most hated villain of his time, Johnny the Mime. Now, Johnny began doing his annoying mime shit all day, every day. He pretended to be stuck behind an invisible wall. He pretended to be walking against the wind. He pretended to be pulling a rope. right in front of ladies and children and other folk in their good going-to-town clothes. Shameful. Now, Johnny couldn't very well defend himself from Old West heroes like Jerry the horse raper Segerson, with finger pistols and mime bullets. So he went out and got the only sidearm befitting a lame-ass sheriff mime, the world's smallest 1847 Colt revolver. You can see it in the picture there on the right. Soon the likes of Harold Sheepfucker Swaggerty, Chester Hogrider Lesterfield, and Dan Menage Farm Gruntleson were all behind bars, their heroic hides peppered with .22 caliber, because Johnny, despite his absolutely shit shtick, was a skilled gunslinger and impressively managed to take down some heroes despite using bullets half as big as those of his opponents. That's what caliber is. You knew that, right? It's about size relative to... Okay, whatever. After Johnny the Mime brought in Harold Sheepfucker Swaggerty, his brother Lyle, self-pleasuring ornithologist Swaggerty, pictured on the right, reminding everyone how he got that nickname in the first place, decided it was about time someone taught that good-for-nothing sheriff a lesson. It wasn't long before old Lyle rounded up a posse of other guys whose brothers had been jailed by Johnny. They did the thing that happened way more often in the Old West than one-on-one gunfights, but you wouldn't want to do recreations of it for tourists. They cut off Johnny's dick. Lyle broke everyone's brother out of the county lockup, and they all rode off into the sunset so that they could plan the next day's gun-related crimes together as a family. You know, the way God intended. Fuck up number 3. Nary a pot to piss in. Vino Vlachus was an ancient Greek gentleman who fancied his wine about as much as Aristotle fancied horseplay and Socrates fancied boycock. It's true. Take another sip. For those who don't know their history, all these men loved their respective vices a lot. And I hate to inform you of this, but you're apparently doomed to repeat a semester of boycock horseplay. That's right. If you don't remember history, you're doomed to repeat it. And this part of history had horseplay and boycock. So that's what's in your fucked up future. I congratulate you on not paying attention to the important shit. And now you have to repeat a semester of boycock horseplay. Anyway, when Vino found himself fully under the influence of his favorite beverage's magical powers, his favorite thing to do was take a piss onto and into things his friends and family would be eating and drinking later. It got to where his friends and family would opt to not eat on days when Vino was drunk, which meant they were often hungry. His friends and family were often heard saying, "I sure hope the human potential movement hurries up and gets here. I'd love to have an intervention for this motherfucker and tell him how his actions have affected me personally." Or something to that effect. It wasn't as much fun for Vino either. With his family members not eating or drinking, he had nothing to piss in or on while drunk. It was at this moment that Vino had a stroke of drunk-ass motherfucking genius. It's one of the more common types of genius. The studied variety is harder to come by, but the drunk-ass motherfucking kind? Oh, it happens. You just got to make sure someone's there to record it. Vino took the giant ripper of a horse piss he had been holding on to into a vat of wine, which was waiting to be corked, or rather re-corked. So piss dancing was Vino prior to his release that when he finally let go, the entirety of the stream entered the barrel and not a drop was lost on the bunghole. Also, that's what they're called. The fucking joke is less juvenile than you thought, fuckface. Choke on a dick, audience. That's what it says. That's what it... Yeah, Chaz just looked up. He's like, that's not... I know we started swearing in this show, but, like, it definitely does not tell the audience to choke on a dick. It does. I read what I'm told. I am a professional. I am a goddamn motherfucking day in, day out, tits out and everyone seeing them, fucking professional. You know? But Braxton over here in the Scooby-Doo t-shirt, that's fucking obvious. I mean, be more obvious, Mr. Wacky Tobacco, Mr. Reefer Madness. Fucking moron. Anyway, yeah. He wrote Choke on a Dick, audience, and I read it because that's what I do, Chaz. When the slide says choke on a dick, audience, I say choke on a dick, audience. That's right. Goddamn professional. Sorry, audience. Sorry for the dick choking I told you to do. Goddamn professional. Okay. Need to compose myself here a little bit. Goddamn professional. Oh, that's good, Jen. Okay. Here we go. Back on it. Back on the horse. Here we go. All right. Vino was a bit concerned when the barrel he pissed into was later picked up by the king's guard. As they took the barrel away, one of the guards looked back at him as if to say, I don't know if you did what I think you did, but if you did, then you're not going to want to be there when you find out what I'm going to do to you. But you'll have to be there because you'll be the one I'm going to be doing it to. So you can't fucking miss it, but you don't want to miss it. But you don't want to be there. But if you weren't there, you wouldn't want to fucking miss it. But you can't because I'm going to be fucking doing it to you. That's how that goes. Anyway, that's what the guard was saying to him. And Vino was like, oh boy. You know how ancient Greeks were? They're like, oh boy, my God, there's so much work around here. And what do you get for all your troubles? A guy coming over here telling us, oh, you're not good enough. If you're here when I'm here, then you maybe won't be so much here. Oh, I tell you. Oh, the fucking inhumanity of it all. Anyway, I don't know what the fuck this is anymore. I've lost the everything. Okay. So, yeah. I think we've said that. Vino believed his life to be in mortal peril when the king's guard returned with an empty barrel. He imagined himself cast into a barrel full of tigers, each of whom has a competitively, fuck. Let's take it again. Take two. Here we go. Beep. Vino believed his life to be in mortal peril when the king's guard returned with an empty barrel. He imagined himself cast into that barrel, but filled with tigers, each of whom has a competitively raging boner, and the barrel cast into a turbulent sea. The king didn't fucking play around, and he knew it. Vino nearly fontained on the spot when they informed him that he was thenceforth and forever to be the king's personal wine-pisser, because wine piss pissed into the otherwise piss-poor wine is apparently the very fucking witch's titties of a goddamn beverage, on the provision that he keep a goddamn secret. Vino, or Vinny, as his friends called him, was known by many to be the luckiest bastard in the kingdom because he apparently got paid for drunkenly carousing, but very few of them knew why, and those who knew wouldn't say. Don't fucking believe the story? I fucking dare you to drink a bottle of Sutter Home Merlot and piss it into a barrel of fermenting Sutter Home Merlot, wait for the final product, drink a bottle's worth, and then try and tell me it isn't better than any bottle of M. Chevalier Cava Carte Noire you've ever had. Tell me you can't imagine such a beverage being anything but the witch's surprisingly supple titties. And I'll be staring right at your weak-ass poker-bluffing face, knowing I'm going to send you home in nothing but your underbritches when we meet at Greg's monthly poker night tomorrow. Bitch. You can imagine it. It's probably good. Piss a bad wine into a bad wine. Maybe the bad wine's not so bad anymore. I've heard crazier things. They got that cheese made out of, worm cheese shit. That's the thing. People eat it. It's very expensive. I don't fucking want it. But apparently it's fucking great. So people with those expensive ass tastes, you want to tell me that like wine that's been pissed into the fermenting wine, you want to tell me that that would not be the kind of shit that rich people would go in for? Yeah. Okay. All right. Yep. Well, you live in a very different world than I do, friend. Anyway, fuck up number 4. I'm fucking ashamed by how good this fucking Jurassic Witch album is hitting right now. Actually, this is true. When I was writing this, I was listening to Jurassic Witch, and it was blowing my brain wrinkles. It was flattening them, and it was bunching them back up. It was like massaging my brain wrinkles in the most delightful ways. I love heavy-ass sludgy sludge. And, man, it was hitting so good and so right when I was writing this. So I'm not listening to it right now, obviously, because I'm recording the show. And I am a motherfucking professional. So don't you fucking step to me. But when this was being written, Braxton knows, he was there. I don't know what it is, but stoners love doom metal. You couldn't find more like disparate fucking tastes, two things farther apart from each other. Disparate, not desperate, disparate. Two things so fucking divided as like the hippie ass jam band shit, which is I absolutely love, and then the fucking sludgy ass doom metal, which I fucking love. And I've loved these things like all the way back to when I was the squarest square in the world, and like, yeah, for real, the squarest dude you would know. Anyway, regardless, but yeah, this shit, when it's good, it hits me right in the right spot, and it's good stuff. So, factually accurate. What I'm telling you, this is true. What you're seeing here is going to be true. This one right fucking here. How do you do this to my brain? This is the Jurassic Witch album, Black Masses and Ashes. Like, bro, come on. That is a fucking pterodactyl dressed up like a medieval witch. Come on, right? Get the fuck out. just that idea in and of itself is fun. If this were a fake album cover for a band that didn't exist, even this alone, I would be like, I am happier that this exists in the world. You know, I would be. Not joking. Oh, I fucking checked. This is true because I went to Jurassic Witch's Bandcamp and I was like, do you have this on vinyl? I'm just curious to know if you maybe have ever put this on vinyl. They put it on cassette. What? Who's buying cassette? I mean, people are buying cassette. There are entire indie record labels that are all cassette. But like, my question is, who's buying cassette when they could buy vinyl? I don't know. I don't know how that fucking decision gets made. Yes, I've watched Techmoan's video on why cassettes are better than you remember, and that is true. That is factually accurate. Play the right tape with the right noise reduction, you cannot tell. Anyway, regardless. But I was like, hey, Bandcamp, tell me more. Does this sludgy ass doom metal band, do they have more albums? Can I get more? Like, I want more of it. And they're like, no. We don't have any more. There's only one. And I was like, the fuck are you saying to me? God damn it. Internet, I come to you with an expectation that when I ask for more, you never say no. Like, that is the one agreement that we have always had, Internet. Is that, like, no matter what it is that I'm asking you for, no matter how damaging it is to the soul of a man, like, no matter how much it changes every living thing on the face of the earth for the worse. Like, I expect more of it from you, Internet. Yeah, that's basically more or less how it feels to realize that, like, there's only one. There's only one. I asked for more, and they were like, no, we don't have any. There's none. There's none more. You want more? Doesn't exist. Anyway. But they were like, hey, if you like Jurassic Witch, which is a cool fucking ass doom metal band name, they were like, maybe you would like Bog Wizard. And I'm like, Bog Wizard? That sounds awesome. And then they have this album called Miasmic Purple Smoke, and you're like, oh, I know what you're talking about, you silly gooses. Like, you're those doom metal guys who are also secretly hippies, you know? Like, you're those doom metal guys who are like, Trey Anastasio is so awesome, you know? Yeah, I know your type. I know who you are. But yeah, Bog Wizard didn't hit right. I mean, it wasn't horrible or bad or awful. I'm not saying that you can't enjoy it. You probably could. But Jurassic Witch is like, we are screaming on a level that you can barely understand. And Bog Wizard is like, you kind of heard stuff like us before. You know? I don't know. That's how I was feeling about it. Jurassic Witch, the fuck you gonna have only one album so far for? Give me more. I demand it. It is demanded of you. Your liege commands. Go therefore, make thine dinosaur stompy musics, that I may take them and shove them into mine ears. I fucking do that too. You know I would. Anyway, and those heavy ass fucking shit songs about pterodactyls and shit. Yeah, They do. They have songs about pterodactyls and stegosauruses and T-Rexes and stuff. Except it's T-Hex. And, what was Stegosaurus? I forget, but it was something. Yeah, they like got a little play on the word. So I just, they fucking making me love it. They making me love it. And I'm like, I am into this. Oh, I want more of this. It's like, oh no, I don't say that one out loud. There is a doom metal band that is mine. And I discovered them for myself. And when people are like, hey, do you have any suggestions of doom metal that I could listen to? I'm like, oh, I'll give you this one. I'll give you that one. I'll give you some cool stuff. Mostly like anything that fucking Wino has ever done, Scott Weinrich. Like, the Obsessed, Saint Vitus, Spirit Caravan, Hidden Hand, all that sort of stuff. But like, there's one that I keep to myself. And when people are like, do you have any good doom metal? I'd be like, oh, I'm holding some back, but I'll give you some right here. There's one I ain't gonna give you because it's mine. And I know other people know about them. They are moderately successful. So yeah, if you're really into it, I'm sure you've heard of them. And if I said, you'd be like, all right, I've known about them for years. If you're the kind of person who is like Jurassic Witch, hell's yes. If that's who you are, then you might know the band that I'm withholding. But it's the people who are like, I think I want to know about this like doom metal shit, like, because I've played it for people and they're like, oh, this kind of like that old Sabbath kind of feel. And you're like, yeah, like old Sabbath never left, and like, anyway, sorry for waxing rhapsodic about the delights of the doomish metals. I don't know if you knew that I imbibe such praline liqueurs. Yes. Oh, but I do. Anyway. Oh, man, your Big Muff pie is giving my brain all new wrinkles. That is factually accurate and actually facurate. Fuck up number 5. This is a different fuck up. Like, all of these were the same, like, background. Now we got a new fuck up. All right. My college punk band, the Boner-Shaped Sex Stains. Yeah, that's my college punk band. Talk about... I was in a punk band in college. Okay, we're going to talk about it. Yeah. I, Rem Pemberton, of the Clemson Pembertons, I had a mentally juvenile punk band whilst attending Amherst College. Yes, I am an Amherst man. Purple and white. Yes, quite right. Their open curriculum allowed me to design my own course of study for a degree in awareness of self. Yeah, that's what my bachelor's is in. Right. Sadly, in retrospect, it wasn't as cool as I thought at the time that so many of us had created an academic program out of massive bong rips and public masturbation. I mean, what kind of an education is that when everyone is just doing the same thing their friends who didn't go to college do for fucking shits and giggles on a goddamn Tuesday, just because it's a fucking thing to do? Anyway, I, Rem Pemberton, during my Amherst days, was a member of the marginally locally famous college punk band darlings, the Boner-Shaped Sex Stains. I know it's a juvenile name, but that's what we were called. It's what we went by. We had a moderately successful college radio single, Balls Deep on a Friday Night. I still have a crate of these things in the garage. They're actually worth some decent coin now. Rem will now be forced to 100% play that single. I actually do have that single, Balls Deep on a Friday Night. Pull this up. See how this works. Is this it? Balls deep on a Friday night. Balls deep and I'm feeling alright. Going balls deep and it feels so good. Balls deep up on the hood. Yeah. Cha. Wait, what the fuck? I don't remember there being a cha in Balls Deep on a Friday night. Anyway, that was our single. That it got some serious airplay back in the day. I understand the allure of knowing that, yes, I, the man you know so very well in different ways, ever was a young crazy punk like that. Well, I was, and our single Balls Deep on a Friday Night, which you've now heard a little bit of, well, you kind of get the vibe of what our sound was all about. A lot of critics hated us because we were the world's first a cappella punk band, because we couldn't afford instruments. We couldn't afford microphones either. If a club didn't have their own PA, it was boner-shaped sex stains unplugged. If you know what I mean. If they didn't have a PA, a cappella, no amplificado. I don't have a lot of memorabilia from those days, but I do have a lot of good memories of my girlfriend Claire. She wanted us all to call her Scare. You know, when white girls are like, I want to have a punk rock name. And her name was Claire. She's like, hey, call me Scare. And I'm like, no, I'm sorry. You are this. I don't care that you have the spiky-ended septum piercing. Like, nope. Not scared of you. Damned attracted to you, but not scared. Not scared. So, anyway. We never called her Scare. So, those are good days, Claire. Hey, if you're out there, Claire, if you want to get in touch, catch up, love to. I mean, if you ever want to drop a line my way, you have the show's address on the screen now. We put it up there, right? They're going to do that in post. Right. Cool. Don't want to miss a call from Claire. Catch up with her. Haven't seen her in a long time. Long time. Time enough for things to mend, On this slide, Clem realizes that his old punk girlfriend Claire is actually none other than our own perpetual lush Clarissa. He'll try to imagine Clarissa with the trademark short haircut she wore for nearly half their relationship. Wait a minute. I'm reading this as if I were entertaining the folks out there. Folks, I apologize if you don't find this bit entertaining. I'm just trying to figure something out here. I was trying to read slides. I know you like when I read the slides. You find it entertaining, but this is strange. What you're saying to me, I don't know if I get what you're saying. You're saying to me right now, and you're not joking, apparently. You're not joking, right? This seems like the kind of bullshit joke that you guys would pull. But, let's just fucking imagine if this were even remotely true. Okay, so you're saying, here's what you're saying. You saying that Clarissa over there on the floor with an empty silverish bag on her chest. She's over there just gurgle sleeping away, and you're telling me that thing over there is my ex-punk girlfriend Claire? First of all, that's Clarissa, right? You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't go Claire. She's never been Clarissa. It's always Clarissa. And so why would she call herself Claire if, because it would be Claire. She'd be like, hey, I'm going short. My name is short for something. Claire. That's what she would say. I think you guys are fucking with me. I think you're fucking with me. I'm not even going to read the rest of this fucking slide. You guys are assholes. Like, I actually miss Claire, and you guys are fucking with me. And this is, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. Telling me it's Clarissa. That fucking assholes. New slide. Okay. Part the second. Fuck ups of the present day. Yes, fuck ups that are currently happening. One of which I had to check on. I was like, please don't let this fuck up have gotten more fucked up. It hasn't. It might still, but it hasn't gotten more fucked up than it already was. So it's already pretty fucked up. Okay. Fuck up number 1. Someone gave Rem some of that good. You know, that sticky icky, that wacky tobacco, that devil's lettuce, that long green, that weed, my dude. This is not as fan as I was promised it would be. But now he be all like, bruh, why my irie water pipe be tipped? Why my brother not picks it up? Bruh, don't be my don presser man. Or something to that effect. I don't know. It's kind of like that. Anyway, now he's explaining why the Toasters and other so-called third-wave ska bands carry the spirit of the original ska invasion, which came on the heels of the reggae boom. I mean, oh God, do I have to explain this to people? Because just listen to the Toasters. This is a fucking quality. I mean, like, okay, the goddamn specials are the fucking missing link between, like, you know, your fucking third wave, the Toasters and all of those guys, and you fucking, like, you could tie them all the way back to the fucking first wave, and like they were hanging out with like the fucking Selector and shit, these old ass, like, for realsies goddamn ska bands, and yeah. So that's the original shit. And then fucking the specials carry that forward. And who picked up that slack here in America? Because the specials weren't always around. Not in America. I mean, they travel the fucking world. So we need, like, someone just for us. Just traveling around taking care of us and our ska needs, which we needed badly. And I would argue we still fucking need, okay? Still fucking need. But the Toasters, you get right the fuck out. They're running right through the world. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shit. They have the spirit of the original. Just telling you. I know I'm right. You don't have to, like, I don't need to hear you say that you know that I'm right. I just need you to hear it and just believe that it is because it fucking is. It's true. Toaster's spirit of the original. You know what? Boss Tones, I give it to the Boss Tones. They're still doing it. Like, they're still holding it down for the home team. You know what I'm saying? Like, people saying it's fucking over and done with. The Boss Tones are still there. God damn. Anyway, so yeah, that's if you came to me for fucking information on ska music of the third wave variety, well, you have come to the right place, my friend. You have found the underside of the correct bridge. Anyway, you fucked up. That's the fuck up of the modern day. And now he's wondering out loud why anyone, high or not, would want to listen to that shitty-ass Rusted Root On My Way song. Yeah, are there words? Does it have words in it other than On My Way? And they're like allegedly a jam band. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's like allegedly in the same way that like fucking oh god, what are those guys? Little Miss Can't Be Wrong. Spin Doctors. Yeah, they're like Spin Doctors jam band. Cause like even Dave Matthews Band jam band is like enough jam to be like, okay, yeah, all right. I mean, maybe it's not everybody's bag, but like, cool, you do you. Awesome. Actually, I'll say this out loud. I fucking enjoy Dave Matthews Band. A lot of their shit's really good. And I have seen them live, and it was pretty goddamn awesome. So I'm not going to act like, "No, well, actually, I'm too good for Dave Matthews Band." Like, no. Fucking just admit that I enjoy it. And that, you know, Dave Matthews and Tim, what's his fucking face? Tim, that guy, when they went on the tour, the college tour, and it's just the two dudes and they're just playing all the Dave Matthews songs. Like, that's a great listen. I enjoy it. Enjoy the shit out of it. Rusted Root, On My Way. Spin Doctors, after their initial fucking, you know, go round with like you know, Two Princes and Little Miss Can't Be Wrong, and like there's one other song that I was okay with back in the day, and like literally no other songs, and like literally no interest in hearing the non-jam band version of that song. You know what I'm saying? Oh, boy. Yeah. Oh, jeez. Don't get me started. I apparently cannot be trusted. This is not as fan as I was promised it would be. And now he's dipping Totino's brand pizza rolls into a bowl of spicy nacho cheese and is claiming to have, in his words, ascended to the very throne of God herself. He not wrong. That's good. There's good food and there's good food. I mean, this guy on another level. I don't know who supplies him with his supplies, but I want to be on his drop-off list for fun times. Okay. And now he's checking the official website of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame to see whether or not Jurassic Witch, a doom metal band with a single album, has been inducted or not. Oh, and now he's crying because they haven't been. Okay, that's fucking bullshit. Because I was like half of the album in before I looked them up and realized I was like, okay, there are 3-man doom metal bands with how slow and sludgy it is. Like, you can fill that out, you know, like you can make it work with 3 dudes. It's totally doable. But like they're doing it with 2 dudes. They're black keysing it to fucking doom metal, and it's goddamn amazing. And their like sensibility of like, well, we're gonna name our songs after goddamn dinosaurs, like, and then that's what they're gonna be about. And then just gonna fucking rip the roof off the place with these goddamn 9-minute long, like, just fucking fantastically written, sludgy as fuck, goddamn monster songs. So good. So fucking good, Jurassic Witch. Like, give me more. Just, I, I gotta get more, man. That's what I'm saying. Oh, nobody listens to me when I want more. And now he's taking a pretty promising looking weed nap. I think we might be able to finish the show now. Ah, yes. Nothing like a good weed nap. Sounds just about right. Let's take one. I fuck you, motherfucker. You fuck me, I fuck you. I can take both of y'all bitches. That fucking, you ain't know what I'm working with. Fucking. Yeah. Okay. That was an excellent weed nap just now, and I'm not gonna lie, it almost turned into one. Like, very, because I closed my eyes and everything, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh, I am tired. I think I'll go grab some Z's after this business is over. Jeez, get me some Z's. I mean, why not? This point, why not? Oh, yeah. Anywho's it's fuck up number 2. Putin thinks he could just walk into fucking Ukraine. God damn it. God fucking Putin, you fucking ass. I'm mad about this shit. Okay. Look, this fucking fuck. This motherfucker, which, like, he's such a little fucking he can't even handle any sort of fucking criticism. And so, like, it is illegal to show this picture in Russia. Do you know how fucking thin a skin you have to be like one of the most powerful men in the world, and then also be like, don't show the picture of me with rainbow. It makes me look gay. Like, God, you gotta be fucking insecure to be that guy. And that's like, I mean, honestly, me talking about Putin being insecure, in terms of the crimes that these men have committed, that's like being like, and Hitler's paintings, boy, they were not really anything to look at. Tell you that much. It's like, I think there's other problems that are perhaps more pressing right now than how fucking, like, easily offended this little bitch ass fucking world leader is. Like, we got other shit to worry about with him right now than, like, why is he so shitty? Anyway, so he's got 100,000 motherfucking troops on the fucking border of Ukraine. And this whole time, how he's selling it to his people. I mean, you have to understand this. Like, you don't just go to war. You have to sell the concept to your people. And if they don't support you, like, you know, when it was the fucking, all the wars that Bush got us into, where, like, even people who are normally like, yeah, USA #1, are stopping and being like, wait, is fucking bin Laden even in Iraq? Because what the fuck? Like, you know, and now we're nation building? Ugh. What? Why? You know? Like, boy. Boy, I tell you. Anyway, regardless. This fucking fuck. Vladimir Putin. He's a real thin-skinned asshole. And he's got 100,000 troops. He's got blood. He had blood moved to the Ukrainian border. And when people were like, what's that blood for? He's like, well, in case there's a humanitarian need in the Ukraine. And people were like, well, why do you think there might be? And he's like, I don't know. Why don't you tell me? Like, okay. Yeah, you're suddenly just going to need a whole lot more blood for no reason out of just fucking nowhere. Yeah, that's reasonable to assume. Is people like, I can't tell you how often I need all new blood. How am I going to win the Tour de France if I don't just keep getting my own blood back? That's, you know, blood doping. That's essentially how that works. Anyway, regardless, I don't know how much you know about cheating and cycling, but that's the best way to do it so far. Anyway, so look, he's trying to make us look like we goaded him into this situation, but look at this fucking shit. The United States has had no problems overthrowing foreign governments in the past. It's true. Like South and Central America, we either directly overthrew, helped overthrow, funded one side so that it was basically assured that they would overthrow, you know, all of the governments that y'all have. And then now that y'all are coming to the United States, when your fucking governments have fallen apart and you're like, oh, please, United States, we need asylum, a thing that you have agreed in treaties to give us if we ask for it. And the United States be like, it doesn't sound like something we do. Nah, I don't know about this shit. Like, what? Regardless, yeah, we've overthrown a lot of governments in a lot of places. It's pretty fucked up. Anyway, even so, we didn't fucking dare this ass clown to fucking invade an ally. We did. Why would we do that? Hey, Putin, I dare you to fucking invade an ally of ours for no goddamn reason. Why would we do that? You know, it's not the kind of shit we go in for. Putin's just got his piss pants in a bunch because he's doing a shit job with the motherland. He is. He's fucking Russia up. He's doing a shitty ass job. And he needs a win on the board. And he's trying to get this shit done. And he needs the people to be able to look at something and be like, he fucking did it. Look at Putin go. You know, but he doesn't have anything right now. And so this is kind of where he was hoping to be like, hey, everybody, I do a fucking thing. Look, we get Ukraine, you know? And yeah, he's not fucking ready to pull this move. And like, he's going to get exposed. for being a shit leader, which is what he's been. He's been a real shit leader because everything he does is like, ooh, let's take us backward as a country, you know? It's not how you improve as a country, going backward. Are you listening, fucking peoples who want to make America great again? Like, you don't get better by going backward. It's not how that goes. Even if you're in the middle of taking a hard lesson, you take it forward into the future. You don't go backward. It's fucking, ugh. Anyway. Yeah. Fucking Putin. I'm telling you. So he's surrounded the Ukraine, thinking that Biden would flinch. But Biden didn't fucking flinch. This is not Biden's first go-around. You think he's catching Biden unawares? You ain't catching Biden unawares. This has been his job for a long fuck time. He knows about this shit. And so Biden doesn't flinch. And now he's got the UN and NATO talking about economic sanctions that would destroy the Russian economy, bankrupt all the oligarchs, and leave Putin just dangling in front of a bunch of hungry citizens, all of whom will want to know, hey, Vladdy baby, what the fuck? Why did everything go tits up after that time you were like, oh, we got goaded into invading Ukraine? Like, why did everything start fucking sucking right about that time? Because it fucking sucks now, Putin. Thanks. Anyway, yeah. I'm pretty sure that's how that would go. Oh, God. Because, yeah, that's literally, I'm not even joking. Those are the type of sanctions they're talking about here. So this little bitch boy is a bitch boy. He will flinch and he will take his little toy soldiers home because he doesn't have the fucking huevos to try and govern the motherland with fucking half competence. He'd rather blame NATO for everything because when push comes to shove, this little bitch boy here is a bitch boy. Don't forget it. He's a fucking bitch boy. Seriously, Putin, you're being outsmarted and outclassed by the fucking oldest and lamest Democrat we could find on the entire slate. You should count yourself fucking lucky you don't have to stare down Bernie Sanders right now. Do you think Bernie would let you off easy? Take your little toys and go home, or we will fucking destroy you on a level you can hardly even imagine. The fuck out of here, Putin. Your shit is shitty. Get the fuck away from us. We're doing some shit. Yeah, of course we're doing some shit. Our shit's fucking amazing. Shut the fuck up. Anyway. Oh, yeah, this was all the talk at the salon. So, fuck up number 3. Trump's mouth is more like a toilet than we thought possible. This is factually accurate. This picture is pretty accurate, and I'd like to thank badass political cartoonist Steve Benson, a sane man from my otherwise fucked up home state of Arizona, for creating it. It's true. Steve Benson's pretty awesome. You know, in Arizona, we have a lot of sane people left. It's true. So while we could castigate this fucking moron for the lies he constantly spews out of his mouth, his shitty-ass divisive politics, his racism, his sexism, or the fact that he openly tried to destroy our democracy for his own personal, petty, vindictive ends. But we're not going to do any of those things right now. We're going to engage in some schadenfreude and poke some fun at this fucking buffoon who should have never been our president and, God willing, never should be again. Okay. We have known for years now, basically since the first fucking week of the Trump presidency, that Trump has a habit of tearing up official documents and doing all kinds of crazy shit with them, putting pieces of them in his jacket pocket, taking only pieces of it, tearing it up and throwing the whole thing on the floor. He had crazy shit that he was doing with White House documents. And, when he denied doing it, that's when we knew, like, oh, he fucking did this shit. Because, like, if you catch Trump denying something, that's some shit that he actually did. No, for real, though. Like, because if it's something he didn't do, he's able to get out there in front of him and just be like, I didn't do that. But the shit that he did do, no, he will run from that. Like, oh, is it true? You and a donkey? And, like, it'll be like, no, don't. We don't talk about that. Yeah, this is a whole fucking thing. Anyway, but yeah, so Trump, this fucking moron, tearing shit up and throwing it on the floor. People literally called this his filing system, and people have been like taping things back together so that they could get them to the National Archive where they belong. It's fucking crazy. But I shit you not, this is 100% true. So this same fucking guy, around the same time that, like, he's tearing shit up and, like, even putting it in his mouth and stuff, this same fucking guy began complaining about low flow toilets and how much you have to flush the toilet in order to get shit down the hole. And crowds of slack-jawed dumbasses at his rallies, they ate this shit up. They were like, yes, we love this. Makes us feel smart, which is like, that deflates the value of being smart. Anyway, regardless. Yeah, this is the whole thing. Meanwhile, I have personally swapped out both toilets in our house for low flow models. This is true. So the old models were not even that old, but we did end up swapping them out for one reason or another. We could have easily fixed them and kept them going for another, couple few decades, maybe, I don't know. But we didn't want to. So we didn't. So yeah, anyway, the last toilet I bought said it could flush an entire bucket of golf balls. And why would you do that? I don't fucking know. But you could. Anyway, regardless. So, yeah, low flow models, I've tried the low flows, I've tried the regular flows. That are, supposed to be the old regular flow. Anyway, I've tried all the fucking shower flows. Just trust on that. Like, fucking all of them. Anyway, regardless. Yeah. They are all delightful. All of them. Anyway, so, yeah. This is purely anecdotal, but the low flow models are only about 1,000% better than their higher flow counterparts. It's true. Like, they're so much more efficient and effective. Like, you can flush some really heavy things down that toilet, and it'll just be like, gobble, gobble, man. It's what I do all day. All day I do this, Yeah, it do be like that. Anyway, Last week, we learned that this gunny sack full of slowly composting tubers did, on more than one occasion, attempt to flush official White House documents down the White House toilets, and that on multiple occasions, plumbers had to be called in. Yeah, blame the toilet for not being able to flush away your January 6th plans, you dumb fucking lump. I mean, come the fuck on. On a lighter note, Trump is now being investigated, pursued, and forced to testify in the numerous pending legal actions against him. Back when he was committing crimes in broad daylight and daring us to do anything about it, I thought he was untouchable. True. Now he's in 8 different kinds of legal hot water. Call me crazy, but I'm beginning to feel hope that this guy will fucking see any accountability for nearly destroying this country. Holy shit. Oh, and I'm excited that Ghislaine Maxwell isn't going to protect her client list anymore because Andrew Clinton and Trump and whoever the fuck else is on that list. This guy used to be Prince Andrew, but now he has no titles because he fucking fucked underage girls. Because he settled with one of them. He settled with one of the girls who, while she was underage, was like on Epstein's sex island. The dude who used to be known as Prince Andrew. Like, you couldn't get me to settle with someone who is on Epstein's island because, first of all, they wouldn't accuse me of anything. But second of all, there is no evidence linking me to such a thing. None whatsoever. Prince Andrew, Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, we've got some pretty good evidence that they spent some good times with fucking Epstein. So, this idea that Ghislaine Maxwell is not going to protect her client list anymore, well, boy, I wonder who's going to show up on that client list and whether or not they're going to get prosecuted for fucking underage girls. I mean, shit. There's so much other shit that Trump should be in jail for. But if he fucking did that shit, he should be in jail for that too. So, it's all good to me. Show's over. No closure. This program was made possible by the Igneous and Gertrudeina Buttcomer Foundation and by viewers like you. Promotional considerations provided by Ralph Morgan's Extra Strangly Snakes, the Lonely Ass Librarians Guild, and Grandpappy True Reel's Foul-Smelling Balms and Gruels, and the one and only true God. This program was directed and performed by Rem Pemberton. Nobody cares if these words change or not. No, they do not. They do not care. Written by Braxton White Guy. These either. Also, I did become Rastafarian. I know you did, you idiot. God damn it. Theme song by the Out of Tuners. A presentation of Non-Sober Badger Productions. A subsidiary of the large, boring-sounding corporation with surprisingly questionable business practices. Lawful Asset Holdings Incorporated. A branch of the intentionally vague corporation whose purpose may never be known. The Blaine Group. And communism. Not dead yet, suckers. This week's lucky listener getaway giveaway goes to Chicharino Dave Picarilli. Yeah. Wait, is that Dave the Knave? Dave the Knave used to misbehave at the rave down at the Enclave, this bar that had a weekly rave. He'd get all hopped up on Crave and hit the rave smelling like cheap smokes and flammable aftershave. He gave a wave to the DJ at the Enclave who would play the track Sex Slave, and Dave would pave the way for a night both debauched and depraved. Yeah. Many things done those nights were never forgave. So yeah, I might know Dave. Maybe. Maybe I've heard of him. Maybe I haven't. Who knows? But if you see Dave, tell him Susan is still waiting for that apology. He'll know what it means. He knows what it means. And she is still waiting. So, whenever you're ready, Dave. Our lucky winner wins a partial expenses paid vacation to scenic downtown Renton, Washington, where you'll stay at the fabulous Travelodge and dine at the lovely Cracker Barrel, within walking distance from the hotel. The end, though. Get thee to fuck away. I'll say more swears if ye didn't. I'll have ye working in yon coal mine if ye dunna fucking listen. This is the end. The end, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, I hope that you had a time that was definable with adjectives. Beyond that, I use whichever adjectives define the time that you had. So, world full of adjectives. Good ones like adequate, that's a good adjective, and you can use these sorts of adjectives. Tell us how let us have come on. You know what we need. Anyway, regardless, hey, ladies and gentlemen, hey, this is the talk down. This is the talk down of the show. Girl, yeah. I know what you did, but I don't care. Because, girl, it's all about that love. The love we make, not the love we take. Yeah, girl. Anyway, hey, I believe I was closing out a show. Was I? I don't know. What do I say at the end of shows? I don't know. I forget. Okay, bye.